All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. Giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Peace and salutations to the Akim, the brethren out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth in 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel. All right, so I want to entitle this lesson, I will execute vengeance against the heathen, not salvation, right? And just to go into a lesson more on, because you got this false doctrine that heathen can receive salvation, and I believe even now, because I was watching a video that Elder Yashawamba from the Dallas camp did the other day, and he was speaking on how Genesis is now talking about, from what Hassad said, Genesis is now talking about the heathen is going to put Israelites in slavery, right? And I just want to go into a video lesson, more so speaking on and clarifying through the scriptures that the Lord is going to bring upon vengeance against the heathen, not salvation, and definitely not them putting us back in captivity, right? How that makes sense? Israelites are going in captivity now, and in the kingdom, Israelites are going to be in captivity under the heathen. That don't make no fucking sense, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, these are the things that we got to do for the edification of the flock, and to make sure that the sheep know the truth and the sheep understand what's true according to the scriptures, right? So let's go here to the book of Micah. Micah chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 7. And it reads, and it says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 56 prophesied that Israel is going to be scattered among the heathen, scattered among the nations, right? It says, in the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of the sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. Who are our adversaries and enemies? These heathen nations. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine own hands, or thine hands, like it. And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard, right? So the Lord is going to execute vengeance upon the heathen. And these guys are talking about salvation. Hold on, slack it. Slack it. These guys are talking about the Lord is going to bring salvation for the heathen, when the scriptures clearly say that the Lord is going to execute vengeance, right? The Lord is not happy with the evil, right? Let me go get this one. It's in the book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 15. I'm gonna start at 14, and it says, so the angel that communed with me said unto me, cry thou, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction, right? Because, they took it too damn far, right? See, it was prophesied that we were supposed to go into slavery here on this side. You know what I'm saying? And that, the heathen would be above us and we will be below the heathen, right? Up in this captivity. But then, you got demons like Esau who took it too damn far, when he's,
Please sign in
Salakia,
to your vehicle before driving.
When he's doing things like chemical warfare against us, you know what I'm saying, pushing agendas against us to make Jake, moles, taking a woman, putting her above, you know what I'm saying, getting her to create a rat community. The hood that we see today is run by Keisha. You know what I'm saying? Taking the women, cutting them open, ripping the babies out of the wombs of the women. You know what I'm saying? Ripping Jake apart, cutting their rods off, hanging them up on mantles, putting them in pickle jars. You know what I'm saying? Doing these atrocious and horrendous things to Jake. And 9 times out of 10, a lot more that we just don't know about right now. But the Lord is going to reveal all things to us, right? Because the Lord was displeased with us, which is why we were in captivity. But then these heathen, they took it too far. They took it to the max. They took full advantage. Elam, or Ishmael. Hell, you can say Elam too, because you see a lot of Elamites running these gas stations now. But Elam, Ishmael, coming up in the hood, serving us food that they don't eat themselves. Taking full advantage of Jake being in captivity, right? But the Lord is going to reward them again with putting Jake again in captivity. That don't make sense, right? That's a false doctrine there, right? It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, starting at verse 19, and it says, "The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms," right? The Lord is going to use the elect of the nation of Israel to take down, you know what I'm saying, these heathen, and subdue these heathen and put them in captivity. You know what I'm saying? Right along with Yahushua. Because first Yahushua is going to come back, and simultaneously, while he is delivering the elect, him and his army of angels is delivering the elect, he's going to be destroying and beating down this Edomite kingdom here in Babylon the Great, right? And the finisher is going to be those nuclear missiles, right? But then we're going to come back, when we come back down from them chariots, right, being beamed up, and, when we come back down from the chariots, we're going to go throughout the earth, and we're going to be taking the elite of these heathen, and we're going to be putting them in captivity, right? Verse 21, it says, "And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid," right? So this is going into the destruction that the Lord is going to bring upon these heathen through Jake, through Israelites, right? It's not going to be the other way around. The heathen ain't going to have another chance to put us in captivity, right? Because what the dude, he tried to use a verse in Matthew, where it talks about the queen of the south is going to condemn us, right? And where Yahushua said there shall be no sign except for that of the prophet Jonah, right? And really what that was going into, and Elder Yashawamba broke it down beautifully, really what that is going into is that if this word was preached to the heathen, they would listen. but it's going to condemn Israel because Israel chooses not to listen. Israel chooses not to hearken. But Jake is the chosen people. Jake is the chosen of the Heavenly Father, right? So that's what that was going into.
Please sign in to your vehicle before driving.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 149. It seemed like this motherfucker, when I'm doing the video lesson, she want to do this every like 3 minutes. Like I'll be asleep in this truck, and it'll happen like 1 or 2 times, man, and I don't hear it. It's like, but then it's like when I'm doing the video, this camera be going off every 5 fucking minutes. Anyway, this is the book of Psalm, chapter 149, starting at verse 1. It says, "Praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their kingdom. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory," the saints of the Israelites. "Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord," right? Which is just what I was just talking about. Jake is going to execute vengeance upon the heathen when the time has come. And we're going to bind their kings and their nobles with chains and fetters. We're going to take their kings, their elite, into captivity first. Right? This is just exactly what I was just talking about. Call Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, starting at verse 41. It says, "If I whet my glittering sword, and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies, and will reward them that hate me," right? And you can see who the Lord's enemies are as far as Salakia, as far as these other nations in the book of Psalm, chapter 83, right? 83, starting at verse 1 on down. 42, it says, "I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people." So the Lord is going to have mercy on Jake. The Lord is going to have mercy on the nation of Israel. Of course, yeah, the 2/3 are going to be annihilated, but they're going to receive mercy in the kingdom when they're reborn back into the kingdom. But these heathen, the Lord is going to wreak vengeance upon the heathen. Right? The Lord has a controversy with the nations. And we're going to wreak vengeance upon the heathen in the what? In the kingdom. When we're on top. And all of these nations are subject unto us. It's not going to be the other way around. It's not going to be a sect of heathen who the Lord has given power and salvation to, and they're going to be putting Israelites in captivity. That don't make no sense, man. That's a heresy right there. A strong heresy, right? But we got to do these videos for the flock. You know, we got to do these videos for the edification of those who are just coming into the truth. And you hear things like what Hassad and Deacon Hakah is, not a Deacon Hakah, you know, nigga Hassad, and you know what I'm saying, them motherfuckers. When you come into the truth and you see what they're teaching, you know, you got to have the truth to counter that, so that the sheep, the sincere of the sheep, the sincere of the flock, you know, those who may be of the elect can receive the true and proper breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we do these video lessons, man. So with that, Lord willing, this video lesson was edifying. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Chakodash. giving double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And until next time, Shalom.